Have you ever discovered something without realizing what you have discovered? Well, I've finally come to a realization that I've discovered something, and just realizing what I've discovered and the purposes it is used for. Hello guys, in today's topic we're going to be discussing something new. So I've discovered something new and I would like you guys to know what I've discovered. And this discovery will be able to help you and me in many situations. So, in disasters, if you hurt yourself, or any other type of accident that you might have, it is any type of open wound. So any type of open wound that you might have, this will help. So stay tuned to the story on my journey of how I've discovered this product and how it works. Thanks for watching, thanks for viewing the video, and thanks for visiting my channel. Okay, this is for you guys to understand exactly what I've discovered. I need to tell you guys a story. Well, a little bit of a story. So, when I was little, I'm not sure exactly at what age, but somewhere between 10 or 11 years of age. My uncles, well, actually I haven't prepared a script or anything for this, so I'm just going to recollect as much as I can precisely in order. So here goes. So my uncles, they don't live in the same country that I live in, so they came to visit, and we lived in a little town, and my mom had to leave us and go and visit them. So it was like over 100 miles away that she went. So she left me in charge of, let me see, 3 other siblings. And being kids, and me and I also being a child, well, who's gonna listen to me, right? So anyways, my brothers and sisters, they didn't listen to me. Near our home, there was a culvert or a drain, and they used to have fishes in it and shrimps, right? So my brother, he saw a huge shrimp, and he wanted that shrimp. He just wanted to catch it to keep as a pet. So I told them not to go into the drain. Mom says that they're supposed to listen to me. They're not supposed to go into the water or play or be around water. So they didn't listen. And I was, how do you say? There was a bridge, because you had to cross over a bridge to go into our yard. So I was on the bridge, and my brother and sister, they were in the drain. My sisters, they had a bucket, and then they had the bucket, and they stood to the side, and my brother, he drove the fishes and the shrimp into the bucket. So on his way driving the fishes and shrimps into the bucket, he got cut, a large cut wound under his foot from probably a broken glass or bottle or something that was down there. So the whole fishing business or catching the shrimp came to a halt, and he was crying, and my stepfather wasn't at home at the time, so he was crying, and I didn't know what to do. When he came out of the water, there was constant pouring of blood, constantly. I didn't know what to do. I was lost, so I just told my sisters to go and get the alcohol and bring the peroxide and bring some cottons, you know. And they went inside, and I was there trying to observe this wound, how deep it was, but I couldn't see because every time I throw water on it, the blood just keep flowing back out quickly, so I couldn't see the extent of the cut. So I cleaned his feet with the alcohol and the peroxide, and I applied pressure, but that didn't work, and I was like frantic. So what to do? If I take him to the hospital, then I'm going to get in trouble. I was supposed to be responsible for them, and I didn't want to get in trouble. So I had to come up with a solution for this problem. So I was thinking and thinking and thinking. I still didn't know what to do. And I thought. I was about to make up my mind to go to the hospital, to take him to the hospital. And I told him to go and take a bath. We were going to the hospital. Now, on the way from the bridge to the house, it is a little distant. So he was walking, and then he wasn't that far away from me. So I yelled for him. I told him to come. And I called my sisters, and I told them to bring some soap water. Now, I know you guys are going to wonder, like, soap water? What are you going to do with soap water? Well, it was a crazy idea. It really was. So I tried it. I made him sat down back on the bridge. My sisters came running with the soap water in their hand, and I told them to go back and get some water, and they brought the bucket with water. And when they reached with the water, because I knew that soap water burns, so I knew I needed water. So I took some of the soap water in one hand, and in the other hand I opened the wound, and I took the soap water and just placed it in the wound, rub it like just the whole length of the wound. So then my brother started screaming and screaming and screaming. So I told him, do you want to get better? Or do you want mom and dad to find out exactly what happened? So he said he wanted to get better because he wasn't supposed to be in the water. And plus, he was the one who would have been punished also for not listening. So for a little while I left the soap water there, and like probably about a couple minutes. I'm not sure how long, but probably for a couple minutes. And when I thought that it was enough, I took the water and just threw it at the bottom of his feet, you know, to try and flush out the soap water. So I told my sisters to get a piece of cloth, a clean piece of cloth, and I just tied the bottom of his feet so that he wouldn't get any dirt or germs back into his feet, well, on his foot. And I constantly, while we went home, I constantly checked under his feet to see if it was still bleeding, you know, what was the progress. So it wasn't bleeding, and I could have seen inside it was a deep cut. So I just tied it up back, put a little garlic underneath, like cut a garlic open in half and put it underneath also. So my mom didn't come home for a couple of days, and all those days that she were away, he kept the bandage on his feet. His father did not see what happened, and we didn't tell him either. So when my mom came, well, when we saw her crossing the bridge, we hurried. We took off the bandage and pretended like I told him to walk as normal, as nothing happened. So my mom didn't find out about it. Nobody told her. Up to today's date, she still doesn't know about that story. Probably she's gonna know now, but anyhow. So fast forward to 2018. Now my son, who is 7 years old, will be 8 in 3 days. During this summer, so fast forward some over 20 years, 20 odd years, and to my son, who is now 8 years old, they went out, and when they came back home, well, the long and short of it, when they came back home, they decided to take a shortcut. And in taking the shortcut, they had to jump over a drain. So jumping over the drain, well, he was the first to jump over the drain, and jumping over it, instead of landing across on the other side, he landed inside the drain. And inside the drain, there was a nail sticking up, and his feet went on top of the nail. So his brother brought him home. He was crying, of course, and I assessed the situation. I took some hydrogen peroxide and cotton, and I just cleaned the area that was infected with the hydrogen peroxide, and I just left it at that. So during the night, his brother called me and said that his foot was swelling up. So I went in. I saw that it was true. I was wondering what to do, because it was already night. He was already in bed. And then I remember that I once used soap powder for my little brother's feet. So I told him to go and get the soap powder and bring some water. So he went and he brought what I asked for. I took the soap water, I placed it into the wound of my little brother's, of my son's feet. I left it there for a little while, and then I took the water and I rinsed it, just wash it off. And I didn't have to tie it up because then he was already in bed. So it was protected from germs because he wasn't going to come down. So anyhow, that was that. A couple months later, my stepdaughter, she was trying to protect her little sister from standing on a piece of nail, but on a wood with a piece of nail, because, wow, there was some construction going on. Anyhow, so my little daughter was running by, and her sister saw the nail, and she was trying to prevent her little sister from getting hurt for standing on the nail. So she went and she picked up the wood with the nail on it, and she tried to throw it away in some nearby bushes. But in doing this, somehow the nail went through her finger, through and through. So it went in here and it came out on the other end. And she was, well, I wasn't home. I wasn't at home, I went out, and she was crying. So when I came home, everyone ran out to meet me except her. So she was sitting on the step. Everyone ran out to meet me and tell me what the story was or what had happened. So I came, I assessed the situation, and I tried to take it out, but I couldn't. So I took the I don't know how you call it, but something that you use to cut wires with, that kind of pliers that I use to cut wires. I took that and I um just keep on breaking off pieces of the board until the nail was free from the board, because every time I tried to move, I tried to take out the nail with the board, I couldn't see, and she cried, so it was hurting. So I tried to remove the board, and anyhow, when I finished freeing the board away from the nail, I tried to take out the nail, but I couldn't because it still hurt and she was crying. So I told her that I had to take her to the hospital because I could not take out the nail, and leaving it in her hand will become poisonous in her bloodstream. So I told her that, when we get to I explained to her exactly what would have happened, because when I was little, I a board also went into my foot, but that was before I knew what to do. And when they took me to the hospital, well, I got a tetanus shot, and then the nail did not stay in my foot, so they didn't need to take it out. So anyhow, I explained to her that she needed to get a tetanus shot, and that they're going to take out the nail out of her hand. Even though it hurt, they're still going to take it out because it can't stay there for the reasons I've mentioned before. So she didn't want that, and she's afraid of needles, so she didn't want any shot. So she took the pain and allowed me to take it out. Eventually I took out the nail, and I applied soap powder on the entry wound and the exit wound, and washed it off after a while with some water, and I left it like that. Eventually I just checked her finger to make sure it wasn't swelling and that there wasn't any bleeding, and by night time I knew that she was okay because it did not swell up, didn't bleed, nothing. So there you have it. Those are the 3 proof from 3 persons that this works on any type of open wound. I believe it is.